Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is the Great and Powerful Zilla, and today I am back. I'm sorry about my hiatus, but I have not been well. I've had some medical issues, not with the Chinese virus, but rather with my heart. So hopefully things will get better as they go along. That still doesn't change the fact that I am certifiably insane. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about today and demonstrate a little bit of are submarine battles. Now, there are lots of videos and opinions about submarine battles out there from Flambast, Flamu. The Jingles hasn't come out and put one out on his opinion yet. No Zoop has certainly been vocal about his opinion. So why should I be any different, right? And give you an opinion. I'm going to show you what it's all about. But, I was on a public test server, so I got the three submarines right away. You get the Cachelet, you get the S1, and you get the German U-69. Okay? Now, these come with a 19-point captain. How to spec them? I have no idea. Because let me point this out to you guys real quick. All the stuff that we recommended from the public test server was shit canned. Wargaming listened to none of it. These submarines are precisely the same as they were on the PTR. Testing these things and giving feedback did jack shit for wargaming. It's exactly the same as it was. And I'll tell you something else that I predict. When this goes live, when this comes into the game, and it will, for one reason, money, when this goes into the game, it will not change not one bit. These things are set in stone. It might be a minor adjustment here or there, but this is the way they're going to be. So get used to it. The entire meta of the game, as I've said before, is going to change dramatically. They might tweak this, might tweak that, but submarines are de facto coming into random battles in the near future. So get used to the idea, folks. You can prattle on and complain and bitch and whine on the forums. You can make all the videos you want to make. Wargaming has already made up their minds. This is going to make them too much money. It's going to go live. They're not going to back off of it. This is coming into the game. So get that through your heads right now, folks. You guys know me. I'm just going to give you the no bullshit version of it. This is what it's going to be. Now, you get the Cachelet, the S1, and the U-69 to start off with, right? You have the submarine battle mode, which is great. Gives you an opportunity to try them out. And there are a number of mistakes that were made on the PTR that players made that are making now. So that's no different. So what's the deal with the submarines? What's the problem? Well, I'll explain when we get into battle some of the things that I've noticed that players are doing. But the point of fact is, not to hammer the head of the nail too hard. But all these guys that are complaining about submarines or talking about this and that and the other on YouTube and forums and whatnot, they don't seem to get it. And they never will get it. Look at the past. We complained about this aircraft carrier rework. They ignored it. We complained about the NTC, which is the Research Bureau now. They not only doubled down on it, they expanded it. Okay? We complained about the Puerto Rico event. They did nothing. We complain about the fact that no operations are coming into the game, new operations or old operations. Nothing happened. There was no April Fool's event this year. That cost money. The list goes on and on and on. How many times have you complained to Wargaming and they've done nothing? They give lip service to it, but they don't change anything in the game. That's my point. Not to sound too cynical, but this is what it is. It's coming into the game. Get that through your head. It's going to be in random battles. Period. It's coming in. And let me address one other elephant in the room that has been brought up time and again. especially by Zoop, who made a video on it. Did carriers kill clan battles? No. Clan battles have been dying for a while, mainly because of attendance. Attendance is killing the clan battles. We couldn't get, in our clan, we couldn't get, more than 6 people on at a time. And you need 7. In some cases, some seasons, you needed 8. We couldn't get 6 people on with this coronavirus stuff going on and summertime breaking loose and all that. We couldn't get enough people on. The bottom line, to do any clan battles. And I've heard from other people that when they did get enough for the clan battles and they got into a queue, it took forever to get there. So, yeah, there's a problem. And it's not carriers. Because, to be honest, let me play devil's advocate for you for a minute. You may hate carriers to death, and you've got a Gearing, or you've got a Grossvoy, or what have you, or you've got, a Montana. Don't matter. That carrier player put just as much time and effort, just as much aggravation, and just as much invested into that tier 10 ship as you do. And they deserve the right to play in competitive play. Period. They put forth the time and the effort behind that ship, same as you. There's no different. And you can hate on carriers all you want to. The bottom line is, when it comes to the person behind the keyboard, they did that. They put forth the time and the effort, the love and the money, in some cases, to make that ship possible. And they got to tier 10. Good on them. Right? I've had tier 10 carriers for a long time. Right? I had them back in the RTS days. So, the bottom line is, don't hate on the carrier players. They did their job. This is on Wargaming. They did this. So, let's get beyond that. Let's talk about submarines before we get into battle. These ships still have the same major issues they had in PTR. That hasn't changed. Number one, the pinging business is very, very difficult to get a hold of. Number two, they turn like pigs. Their turn radius is horrible. Absolutely horrible. It could not have been this bad in World War II. They had to turn faster than this. This is glacially slow. Their turning radius is humongous. I think on the Cachelet here, its turning radius is 590 meters. Folks, you're dead by the time you get around that. You got a destroyer on you, and you're submerged. You try to turn inside the destroyer, get out of his ASW. There's no way. You're not getting out of there. You cannot turn that quickly. Okay? All right, so let's go into battle. Let's take a look at what this is all about, and I'll talk to you then. All right? Well, that queue took a little bit of time, but let's see what we got here. We got 3 submarines on each side, 3 Cachelets on ours, 2, and an S1 on the other team. What are we looking at with destroyers? We got 2 Vesteras, and that's it. 1 Leander, and a Dallas, which also carry depth charges. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 ships that are a threat to a submarine right here, all right, on our side. And their side, the same thing. So let's move out.
Battle starts.
Now, obviously, in an arcade game, you have to take some artistic license with some of the things. And one of the things you have to take artistic license with these submarines is their speed. They are far faster than they were in real life.
Let's give them a hard time.
If you spend your time trying to justify, well, they can't do this because in real life they didn't do that, you don't play the game. Uninstall right now. This is not a simulation. This is an arcade game. It's a bang bang shoot 'em up game. Period. Okay? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out on the flank and I'm going to see if we can spot the enemy making mistakes right away. Okay? And you look at the chat. And people are making all these suggestions. Guys, don't waste your breath. Wargaming has already decided what they're going to do. You have no chance of changing anything. If they change it, they're going to do it on their own volition. They're not going to do it because of anything players say. They don't care what you say. If they did, they would have listened to some of the people in PTR. Not myself necessarily, but other suggestions, and they would have done them. They didn't do a thing. I'm sorry, but there it is. They didn't do a single damn thing. These are exactly the same as they were in the PTR. They're no different. And again, the ship turns like a pig. It really does. Okay? And you don't, in these sub battles, you don't get any modules, you don't get any upgrades, you don't get any flags, you don't get any camo. And I was kind of looking forward to sailing around in a yellow submarine, right? Okay? Well, I have seen some pink submarines. So, here we got some enemy players coming in blind, literally. That London, the La Glaçon, the Fuso clearly is blind. This really does emasculate battleships too. It really does. Okay, and he's starting to he's within my torp range, but now he's within my ping range as well. So there's two lines. There's a purple line and there's it shows up as pink on my screen, but there's a purple line and then there's the white line. The white line is your torp range. The purple line is your ping range. And then you have the dash line, which is your detection range. Okay? So I'm going to go out here on a flank. I'm just doing some spotting. One of the mistakes submarine players make is they rush in and they think they're going to sneak through and get to the ships in the back. That doesn't happen a lot, guys. It really doesn't. It doesn't happen a lot. Generally speaking, players have gotten smart enough to know they have to set up some sort of screening force to protect the ships in their fleet. Okay? So, coming around here trying to get on the flank. One of the things you don't want to do is have your torpedoes to be chasing enemy ships, because you're never going to get there. They're not fast enough to chase enemy ships. Okay? You, as quick as you seem to be on the surface, are not fast enough to chase enemy ships. Understand this. Look at my speed. I'm going to 20, almost 21 knots. Okay? Which is fine. All right? Almost 21 knots. Consider this. That's the speed of a Tier 5 American battleship. So you're not going that fast. You are not zipping through the water. And I'm looking at the mini-map and I see all these enemy ships are kind of curling to over there to the west. They're kind of that way. Okay, here we go. Here's a London. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to ping at all. I am going to fire my torpedoes at the London. And then I'm going to dive and run like a little baby. So I press my C key and I go underwater. There we go. And we'll get down there. Now that T key puts you at your maximum depth. Okay? And those torps are looking okay. Okay, there's 2 hits. And can we get more? No, we can't. Okay, so I'm deep. He's got me on hydro, but there's not much he can do about it. I mean, he's firing off his depth charges, but... he's got bigger fish to fry. He's got a destroyer in front of him that's going to take him out, which they just did. And I'm going to come back up to the surface. Now, notice also that even though I'm submerged, I know where the enemy ships are as long as they're spotted by my team. So we're going to come back up to periscope depth. There's no real such thing as periscope depth, but you can submerge to about 5 or 6 meters. Below that, you are immune to depth charge. Or above that, above 5 meters, you're still like submerged, but because 5 meters is 15 feet, right? Okay, so you're still submerged, but you're not. God, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not susceptible to depth charges. All right, but below that, you are. So. In the case of a destroyer, sometimes you're better off fighting it out on the surface because the destroyer is not going to... And what's that Fuso doing? Fuso's grounding himself? Really? That's what it looks like. He's not moving forward. So we're going to see if we can't do something here. And we'll dive down underwater again. So we got 2 pings on that. Pings are hard to come by, guys, because ships have figured out, hey, if we go bow in, if we go this, go that, we can avoid it. Now that Dallas has depth charges, so I got to be careful with that Dallas. Okay, my torps are away, my pings are there. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. My torps should be on target. Should be. Yep. All 4 hit. Okay. And we'll bring it back up again. And cause that Fuso some more pain. Oops, I hit the wrong button. I'm trying to be Jacques Cousteau here and go deep, right? Okay, here we go. Come on up, 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 up. Oh, he's in live fighting range right now. There's no way he avoids any torpedoes from me. And immediately duck down under the water. And
Enemy
take out
battleship destroyed.
So he's gone. I got a Dallas chasing me down. Okay. That's fine. I'm not detected.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Now, one of the mistakes destroyers make is they go out there sub hunting right away. Oh, I'm going to get these subs. They forget the fact that you got so many other team members on your side that are more than willing to kill a destroyer in a second.
Below the waterline.
So destroyers got a lot on them. Destroyers got spotting,
Problem solved, sir.
capping, CVs in some cases, radar, and
Hold
now
breach.
you're going to
We're
be
taking on water
responsible
quickly.
for hunting submarines. That dog just don't hunt. That's a very difficult road to hoe. Okay? I'm trying to escape the zone, but I can't escape the zone. You don't have a lot of health on a submarine at all. You're very squishy.
The enemy is about to win.
Dallas overshot me.
The ship is on fire.
Yeah, well, I just had a lag spike, so there we go. So I end up losing that game, and I lost my ship as well. But that gives you some idea of where you're at. So let's skip out of there. Back to the port. But again, ladies and gentlemen, let's be real for a second. I'm talking to you from my heart. This is what it's going to be. This is what's coming to the random battles. And it will come to the random battles. Because money. There's a fortune to be made here. And Wargaming sees it. And gameplay and meta be damned. This is going forward. They've invested too much time and money into it. It's going to be part of the game. So get used to it. And you can rail and whine again all you want to. It's not going to change. It's coming to the game. So that's subplay. So, a couple of things to note. Sometimes you're better off using your ping. Other times you're not. If you use your ping, you're instantly detected on a submarine. You're very fragile. You get caught. They start dropping charges on you. Odds are probably very good you're going to die. And your best bet at that point is to surface and hope that you can dodge. But you turn like a pig, so good luck with that, right? Okay? All right. Item number 2. If you're in a destroyer or light cruiser and you have the intention of hunting down and killing submarines, you're going to die and you're not going to help anybody. Why? Because there are battleships and cruisers and destroyers on the enemy team that want to kill you. Okay? So your best bet is to play your destroyer the way you would normally play your destroyer or cruiser. Okay? And if you happen to come across a submarine, yeah, by all means go for it. But don't go looking for them right off the bat, because that's just going to get you killed. All that's going to do is get you spotted, because a submarine can outspot a destroyer in a minute. Okay? And it's going to get everybody else on the enemy team shooting at you. And that's not going to do anybody any good, especially you. So with that, hey, I'm back for at least the time being until the good Lord calls me home. All right? In the meantime, you guys be good to each other, be safe, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.